welcome to the Weekend Swami with Beulah Swami and Johnny Weekend.
First official show.
I love it. You got the logo going and everything. What is going on in your world?
Oh, man, summer vacation in full effect. Can't pick a baseball bet to save my life, but we're back today. I got winners, and
That's great.
I'm sticking to them. And then we're going to do a little American Conference preview this morning, and then we're just going to keep it rolling. The betting league is amping up. We got to get more people in that. I fully want over 60, and I just wanted to keep growing. So that's kind of what we're going to get into.
Yeah, we're less than 30 days out from football. I mean, we're in it now. So camp in full swing. I wanted to just real quick ask your take on the state of college football and the amount of money that they're spending on these programs.
To me, it's probably going to be the best product at the top that you have ever seen. That's also, kind of going back into the fold of, the SEC is being phased out as the power, right? They're still going to dump their money into it. They're still going to do their thing. But at the end of the day, like, it's really just, the Big Ten has been very, very powerful in the last 2 years. The playoff, SEC is going to, continue to try to make that push for the national championship in this NIL playoff era. The playoff format is expanding. That's good for gamblers, and that's kind of what we want.
Josh Pastner's trolling millionaires, telling them that they can just buy his team.
Actually, speak of buying that, if you buy season tickets for Akron, if you buy a season ticket package for just $75 for the entire season, you will be entered into a raffle to be the offensive coordinator for the first drive of the game.
Wow. For just every game, or just one game?
No, just like a random game, I believe.
That's pretty cool.
So there's guys on Twitter like just throwing $75 at the wall, hoping that they get to call the play. I mean, honestly, I'm thinking about throwing my 75 in the ring.
I mean, could you imagine?
Just get down there, Joe Moorhead. Hey, coach.
Could you imagine?
Coach, I got something dialed up for us tonight.
Could you imagine a bookie winning that and being the offensive play caller? Nobody knows he's a bookie.
I mean, one of my first vivid betting experiences was on Bovada. I used to bet run pass in the NFL on Sundays when I was living in Texas, and I would just sit there with my laptop open in front of an NFL Sunday, and I'd be betting run pass, and it was probably one of the sicker things of all time.
Well, without further ado, we should probably crack into some college football then. We did the ACC win totals. Right. We're going to move into the American Conference, alphabetical order. I'm just going to go right from the rip. What is your overall forecast for the American season, just in general? What do you want to see? Are you excited to pick games in this conference? How do you feel about the American this year?
I'm up and down. Had success in the past, had failures betting on it. I'm a UTSA fan. I think they were really good a couple years ago. Last year, a little bit more mediocre. I think they're going to get it back on track this year. Them and Navy are the top dogs in the league. So those are kind of the guys that I'm eyeing, to get to that title game, to win that thing. December 5th is when their title is. Jeff Monken at Army, he's always, going to have a competitive squad. FAU in South Florida, Heartline, new look. That's kind of your guy, right? So, the Ohio State guys stick together, and I think it's going to be really, it's going to be a dogfight at the top. I think that top five is very, very stacked, and it could go either way. UTSA is my favorite team. I think Jeff Traylor is the best coach in the league. McCown's back at quarterback, and I think they're going to have a really, really good season after underachieving last season. And they had a really good quarterback for 4 years there. Left-handed kid, his name's escaping me right now. And I was a big fan of his, and he was a great college football player. And they were really competitive, and I think McCown coming back, Jeff Traylor at the helm, they're going to be a really good team this year in the American.
Yeah, I'm very excited for South Florida. I think that's kind of my going to be my favorite team to watch this year.
Yeah.
I really do like Hartline. He is pretty much going to be one of the next big coaches. Um, he did a great job at Ohio State, and I mean South Florida's football program has been good, but I think they've been battered with the mediocrity of like players coming and going over the last few years. But yeah, I'm excited about them. So you're really your favorite team to bet right now would be who?
To
Not to
bet
win it, but just week in, week out.
in this conference, it's going to be one of the service academies. They always keep it close. The style of football that they play, those teams are always good ATS. So like betting wise, just stylistically, one of the service academies, Navy or Army. Um, FAU offensively is a really, really good team. They're coming back with Veltkamp at quarterback. He threw for 3,600 yards last year, and I think they're going to be one of the better teams. For like an over, like offensive firepower, they'll turn it over a little bit. They'll get aggressive, and then their defense can kind of give up some points as well. So it's just and they're an entertaining team. They're a team you're going to toss on that Thursday, Wednesday night, Friday night, and that's going to be a sky high total, and we're going to bet the over.
On the just kind of like looking back at 2025 recap, Tulane 11-3, North Texas 12-2, Navy 11-2, USF 9-4, ECU 9-4, Memphis 8-5, and then below that, everybody below that was only 4-4 or worse in the conference. FAU actually returns the most amount of players from last year, which
right?
I thought was
Yeah,
interesting.
definitely. And offensively they were good last year. Just had their struggles as the 4-8 team. I think they're going to kind of flip that number. I think I'm going to get them at like an 8-4. I don't have the win total on me, but I got them at 8-4. I think they can win 6 league games. I think like rounding out the bottom of the league, it's like going to be a real tough, sledding for Charlotte, UAB, Rice, and then North Texas. As a WVU fan, I'm not a Neil Brown guy, so praying on his downfall, hoping he fails. And then my dark horse, a guy that I like, former Nick Saban assistant, former Marshall head coach, former Southern Miss head coach, Charles Huff at Memphis. He wins everywhere he goes. Everything he touches has turned good to gold so far, and he's kind of climbed this ladder pretty quickly. So I think Charles Huff is a guy that, we should really keep an eye on. And, Memphis going 8-5 last year was like almost underachieving with the talent that they had. And I think he's going to be able to come in there with their resources and stuff and kind of turn it up at Memphis. So that's kind of like my dark horse team for this league.
Awesome. Do you have do you have a go-to book for the win totals right here?
I've only been playing them on Bet365, just out of comfort. But I'm open to finding the best number.
Cool. FanDuel doesn't have it posted, so I'm going to go into another source.
I avoid ScamDuel at all costs.
Yeah. We will go into another source. The futures on, I'm trying to find a site that has them. They actually don't have them on a lot of sites, which is crazy to me. We'll go with projected win totals. Okay. Bookmakers Review has it listed as of July 10th. So that's pretty recent source. The American. Nobody has American totals. Somebody has to have them.
I got them. I got them right here.
Okay.
So
All right.
South Florida is 8.5. Army 7.5. ECU 7.5. Memphis 7.5. Navy 7.5. Tulane UTSA 7.5. Then we got 5.5s are FAU, North Texas, Temple, Tulsa, and then rounding out the bottom, Rice, UAB, Charlotte. Actually, I'm sorry, Rice, UAB are 3.5, and then Charlotte's only 2.5. So that program is, trying to be on the up and up. So I guess we'll just start at the top. South Florida 8.5. That's your guy. The books are putting a lot of faith in Heartline.
He's a dang good coach. Like, he is legitimately probably one of the next. He's going to be an SEC or an ACC.
Yeah, just like Golish was
coach
from there. It's a catapult spot. If you can win at South Florida, you're jumping up, and that's just the bottom line.
So I'm gonna be bold here because I've talked about them. I'm gonna actually take their over. I think they'll get to 9 wins. So a little short.
I have them written in for 9.
In the spring, it was 7.5. So I don't love the 8.5, but looking at their schedule, I believe that they have a few cupcakes in there that really help. Delaware State, FIU, Kent State, UAB are games I think they'll win. 100%. I think they'll beat Bowling Green, East Carolina, and then you kind of have the rest of the conference. You have Army, FAU, Memphis, Temple, Tulane, UTSA. So let's just say Delaware State, FIU, Kent State, UAB is 4, Bowling Green 5, East Carolina 6. All they got to do is win 3 games between Army, FAU, Memphis, Temple, Tulane, and at UTSA to get to 9. I'll take that.
Okay. Next,
what do you have? Over under? You have over.
Yeah, I had them written in. I got them at 9. I got them at 9 and 3, 5 and 3 in the league. So yeah, that just scratching over that hook and getting us over the hump. So no hiccups from Hartline. Van Buren is most likely going to be the quarterback. I think him and Luke Kromenheck are going to be like in a little bit of a battle. I haven't checked on if Hartline has decided yet, but I like where we're at with that.
Okay. What we got next?
Army 7.5.
Okay. So you love Monken.
Cale Helms is back at quarterback, and last year they were 7-6. This year I got them going. I don't want to call it flying over, but I think it's flying over. I think we're going 9-3 with the Army Black Knights today.
What was the projection again?
They 7.5, and I got them at 9-3. Okay. They're a threat coming into the end of the year.
I definitely see them getting 8 wins. I'm gonna fly over.
Okay.
I think they got. I think they'll win Bryant, Rice, Air Force, East Carolina.
You're down on ECU, huh? You think they're
I just think that like these are better programs all the way around. My opinion, but yeah, I see them getting to 8. They play a style that's hard to prepare for, right? Every single week. They're going to get up. They're going to beat Air Force and then toss up with Navy. So I think they got a good shot to beat some of these other teams with their style. So they won 7 games last year. I'm sorry, they went 6-6 last year, but 11-1 the year before that. So I'll take 8-4
for Army. Okay. Mm-hmm. East Carolina 7.5.
So I'm going to take the under here.
Okay.
Last year they went 8-4. Year before that 7-5. They play at Alabama. It's probably chalk that in as a loss. The tough part is they're playing some of the better teams in the conference on the road. They're at Army. They're at Memphis. They're at UAB. So I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna project them at your total was 7.5 or 8.5?
7.5.
I'm gonna take them at 6-7 wins.
Okay. I actually have the over. I have 8-4, 5-3 in the league. Mitch
Do you think
Griffis, Emory
they'll win
Williams.
any of their conference road games?
Um, yeah, I think they got the Miami transfer Emory Williams coming in and a 7th-year senior. They got they lost their quarterback to Illinois, but they're getting new coordinators and they're bringing in the North Texas OC who had one of the best offenses in the country last year. So for me, I think ECU is actually going to be like a little bit more on like an uptick. And then Harrell's a good coach, man. I got right here. He is 14-5 since taking over ECU, and he lost a lot, so they're going to have to hit that portal hard. But if you're a guy that's 14-5 at an ECU type job, um, I got faith in you, and I got him at 8-4. I think he can get the job done.
All right, who we got next? I'll just say
Uh,
they lost 21 starters. That's like a big thing for me.
yeah, they only got 3 guys back. Memphis 7.5. My man Charles Huff.
Yeah, I mean, Memphis has been a tough program for quite some time now. Would you agree?
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Charlie Huff keeps Tigers rolling. Um, Now, this is 3 head coaching jobs in 3 seasons.
Correct. He did
But I
Marshall,
think it's a good fit because he was at
Southern Miss.
Southern Miss and he turned them into a bowl team after having they were really bad. I think the
A
year
little
before.
bit of a softer league than this one, but I do think
I mean, the
he's
dude
going to
just
make
looks
a
like a
bowl.
guy you do not want to get on his bad side.
No, and he's got the little Saban in him. He worked for Saban.
Yeah.
I do think they're going to make a bowl. I do have them under 7.5 though. I have him at 7-5. I think they're going to go 500 in the league. I'm a believer to get to a bowl and have a winning record in year 1. Next year he goes over his win total, but not this year. I'm taking the under.
Okay. So he's 39-25 as a head coach, which is pretty solid.
Yeah. He took over a pretty bad situation at both places, his last 2 places, and he's done pretty well as well. So to be like above water like that.
Yeah. Interesting stat from like a betting perspective that I think is pretty insane. I just seen this. Memphis was in the 4th quarter last year. They scored 107 to their opponent's 35 in 4th quarters last year. So talk about closing.
Yeah.
Their 4th quarter was 107 to 35. That's like a 70-point differential.
Whole new team. The house has been cleaned. So it's all about Huff and what he's got. So I'm going to take the under 7.5. I think they're going to win 7 games.
They have a guy that I used to like, but he didn't really ever get he's behind too many players at Ohio State. Their running back, Dalen Hayden. He was with Colorado last year. I think he's got a shot to surprise people. He really has never gotten like a turn, so to speak, and he's a 5th-year guy. So we'll see. I mean, like you said, coach is good. They're going to turn around.
I like their quarterback. Their quarterback competition is interesting too. They got the kid Marcus
sophomore
Stokes,
and a junior.
So the Marcus Stokes kid, right? Big time recruit coming out. Supposed to go to Florida, I believe. Had some stuff on the internet where he made some comments or some type of remark. Kind of hurt his recruiting a little bit. Went to West Georgia, threw for like 3,200 yards, 30 touchdowns at D2 in West Florida. So he's a super interesting kid, right? Like had a high recruiting pedigree, and then kind of went down a level and dominated due to some issues. Hopefully he's got those sorted out. And then Aaron Nolan, he was like a big time recruit coming out of high school. Hasn't really played anything yet. So they got some talent in their quarterback room, which if he can get that coached up and figured out, it's gonna be a little sleepy team here.
So I got them at 4 easy wins. Arkansas State, Charlotte, UAB, UT Martin, but I will also ride with you on 7. I think there's just new blood, new conference, lot like you said, changeover in the roster. Like getting 8 wins this year, I think he'll get to 7. They will definitely be a bowl team
for sure.
All right, moving on.
Next up, Navy 7.5.
So, I'm high on Navy. I 7.5, I think, is attainable. They've gone 10-2 the last 2 years. Um, Obviously, they play Notre Dame, which is probably a loss. They will beat Charlotte, Towson, and Tulsa, and Air Force. Toss up with Army, so that's 4.5 wins in my mind right there. Um, Again, style of play, I think they'll beat Memphis, Temple. I'm gonna go 8 wins. That's the over.
Yeah, 8 would put you over.
I'm gonna go over.
So they were 11-2 last year. Newberry's back, head coach. I got them at 10-2. So yeah, I think over
10-2
is
the
fair.
last 2 seasons. 10-2 both the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, I got them. I got it going over. I got them in the championship game against UTSA. I think those are the top 2 teams in this league.
Shoot, could you imagine them in the college football playoff? How crazy would that be?
That'd be interesting.
This is the best two-season stretch in Navy's entire football history. The 21 wins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brian Newberry's done a great job. Returns 11 starters. Quarterback Horvath and all-purpose star Heidenreich are gone. So kind of like a deal here where
Senior
it's just hard
quarterback.
to do. Yeah, I'm gonna actually get down on that immediately, and I'm gonna take that over.
I love it. I'm with it. Who's next?
Tulane 7.5.
Whew.
That's an under for me. I got 7-5 written down here. To me, new coach, lost a guy to the SEC. Obviously, super talented. Lost a lot of guys to the transfer portal. When you're one of the top teams and you get to the college football playoff, your roster is going to get picked through. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast right now. Will Hall's in there now as the new head coach. He's got the quarterback coming in from Ball State, Samanza, threw for 2,900 yards, 25 touchdowns at Ball State, who was a middle of the pack MAC team, lower tier MAC team this year. So does it transfer? I'm not sure. 7 wins is attainable, but 8 is not. I'm going to go under on 2.
I'm gonna be the same. I think when you have this much uncertainty at quarterback, it's not going to work out great. Like you said, I mean, there's like he's not Simons is not the guaranteed starter either.
Right? Yeah. No. It's a competition. It's a competition between him and Zion Chris Gramelian.
They were seventh in total defense. They were 7th in total defense last year in the conference. Ah, man, yeah, I'm gonna go under as well. I mean, I know they've gone over that the last 2 years, but I just with the quarterback uncertainty, I'm gonna go with that 7 wins. That sounds like a good mark. So I guess if you can find them at 6.5 somewhere, you go over. But
all right, UTSA 7.5. I think that's a free bet right there, my friend. I got them at 9-3. Jeff Traylor's back. McCown, we talked about it earlier in the show. They got the best quarterback in the league. They got the best coach in the league. Preseason offensive player of the year. When they're 25-1 at home, and Traylor, I need to get their schedule here, and I'm going to tell you exactly what their schedule is.
Where do you think I have no data on this. I'm just curious. Where do you think they rank in the conference as far as like NIL and resource?
I would actually probably say that they're on the bottom end. I know basketball wise, I'm more of a basketball guy. I know they're definitely on the bottom end in basketball. I would say they're doing a really good job on the back end. So I'm looking here, UTRGV first year program in Division One, maybe like second. I'm gonna go. That's a win. Texas State. That's a tough matchup, rivalry game, short trip down the road. I think they're better this year. So 2, they're going to Texas. That's a monster. Colorado State. I mean, they got one of the tougher schedules here.
Yeah,
but that's why. But I think they get Rice. So they go 1, 2, 3, South Florida 4, Navy. I think that's a coin flip. Tulane 5, Florida Atlantic 6, North Texas 7, UAB 8, Tulsa 9. So they get to 9. I got them 9 without, they're going to have to take one from Navy or one from South Florida, and they'll get to 9. So I love the over 7.5.
This is a tough one for me because 6-6 win team back to back seasons. They do have a great quarterback and Cowan's a great quarterback. The tough part for me is like they played awful on the road last year. They were great at home. So it
Right.
seems like UTSA is actually a sneaky spot we want to look at betting them at home because they perform better at home and teams did underperformed when they were at UTSA. That being said, I would say 3 of their 5 road games are winnable road games.
They're soft games. UAB is a soft game. Florida Atlantic's a soft game. Tulane is a soft, or Rice. I'm sorry, Rice is a soft game.
But you're selling me on the quarterback play. I just kind of got down on, quarterback situations are I think key when you're doing this. And since they have a very good quarterback situation, I'm going to go with 8 wins. I'll tag the over with you.
All right, let's go.
I don't love it, but I'm with it.
All right, next up, FAU 5.5.
So they're cupcake.
No, I don't. I told you I had them in my top 5 in the league. I think they're going to get over. I got them at 8-4 here. They got the coach coming back, starting quarterback coming back, who a lot of touchdowns. Defensively, question marks. Turnovers are a question mark. Are they better this year? Yeah, like I do think they're better, obviously, than where they. Big fan of them. I think I'm gonna go. 3,600 yards. They got Easton Messer back, who led the offensive. Who led the country. He caught 104 balls last year, and then they got 9 other guys back. They just got to get the turnovers down with the 29 turnovers. So like I said, up and down the field, an over team if you're gambling on them.
Yeah, great offense,
but
high-powered offense.
First winning season since 2019 is what they're looking for. So, if you want to put your money where your mouth is, you could take that over. I got 8 wins, so.
And their total number was
5.5.
Oh, I'll take the over. I got them at 6 wins. Bowl team 6. Maybe you have a chance to get to 7, so I'll take the over as well.
I mean, they're not going to beat Florida. They're not going to beat Navy. No. They'll get FIU. They'll get Monroe. They'll get Texas Southern. That's 3. They'll get Rice. That's 4. They'll get North Texas. That's 5. They'll get Tulsa. That's 6.
Yeah, I like the over.
I'm good with that.
Who we got next?
We have North Texas at 5.5 as well.
Okay.
This is a team I'm down on. They lost everyone. They went
11-1.
Yeah, they lost. You get picked through. The coach and the quarterback are both at Oklahoma State now, and he took all the players with him. So they officially returned 0 starters. Neil Brown was a disaster at WVU. Was a decent coach at Troy. So he's rebuilt programs before. The kid Taven Jackson's in from Indiana and UCF. Decent, inconsistent, probably going to be a drop off from where they were. I got them in the bottom, quarter of the league. I got them probably finishing like 10th or 11th, where I got this written down. I'm going 5-7, so that would be an under for me.
I think their offense will be better than their defense. I don't think they're going to have a good offense. They will have a better defense. You said 6.5 or 5.5?
5.5.
I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna actually go over. I'm gonna go with 6. Just because I think the coach can coach. Um, I think that they'll benefit from like the culture, maybe
Mm-hmm.
of the athletic department supporting having the success they had last year. I'll I know they got at least 3 cupcake wins in there. So I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna say 6 wins over.
Okay. All right. I like when we don't agree, so I'm good with that. Uh, Next up, Temple
I
five
like
and
the
a half.
coach. I like the coach.
See,
That's
I don't. I watched what he
yeah.
did to a good program. Temple 5.5. Uh,
I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna put them at 5,
okay.
maybe 5 wins.
Okay.
I just think like if we're just with where I'm picking the other teams in the conference, like I'm picking them to lose to a lot of the conference teams. So I think they'll beat Charlotte, they'll beat Rhode Island, they'll beat Rice, maybe. At Toledo's a tough trip. They got a shot to beat UConn. They're not going to beat USF. They're not going to beat Army. They're not going to beat Penn State. So I'm going to put them on 1, 2, 3. I'm putting them on 4 wins under.
um, so Keeler 5-7 last year after they went 3-9 4 years in a row. 9 guys back. Quarterback is the question mark. They got Jackson Smolik from Penn State. Looked good in the spring game. Still uncertain. Spring ball is not August and September. So curious to see if they can like protect the ball. I think they can get into a bowl game. I got them actually at 6-6. So I'm gonna go over barely, but I got them at 6-6. I think
I
they
mean,
can get it done.
Keeler's great.
Yeah, and that's a tough job. I mean, at the end of the day, I think that's one of the
Yeah.
hardest jobs in the
I
country.
mean, he was a D3 coach forever.
Yeah.
And then he won at Sam Houston, right?
Yep. Yeah, correct.
But, it's just, again, like in this day and age, these guys, like,
I just think that's that's a tough job. Like, you got to go to the Lincoln Financial and play your games in front of fucking 10% of the stadium on a fucking Saturday afternoon. Like, there's no environment. There's nothing there. It's in Philly. I feel like no one gives a shit about Temple football. So it's just a tough fucking job.
I think they got actually. If I'm, think this. I got to look at what Mel Kiper's saying, but I think that they got a tight end who's like a guy who's gonna be playing on Sundays.
I mean, yeah. I mean, shit.
Peter Clark is his name. Peter Clark. He's 6'6", 260 or something like that.
Damn.
And he's a really good run blocker, but he's like it's like a dink and dunk like target also.
Right. All right. Tulsa,
big man.
5.5. Tulsa, 5.5. What do we got? I'm gonna go under on Tulsa. I got 5-7. Baylor Hayes, Dexter Williams, quarterback competition. Trey Lamb's back coaching them. Got to get consistency at the quarterback spot. Again, kind of seeing like a thing like if your quarterback situation isn't right, your projections are not going to look right. A little bit better depth. Trying to get to a bowl game is what people care about, I guess. He threw for 2,100 yards, 12 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So maybe just kind of not kind of what I want to roll with. So I'm going to go under. Just not buying the Golden Hurricanes this time.
I really think they did good. They're gonna have a good run game. Their pass game will be to be desired. Like I think they lost a lot at the receiver position, but they brought in like a dude from Auburn and a dude from Mississippi State, running backs. So like I mean, one of those guys is probably gonna pan out. They're probably gonna have a pretty good run game. Quarterback situation, I think is good. It's not great, but it's good. The passing game is going to stink probably, but if they can limit turnovers, like with a good run game, because last year they lost the turnover margin by a lot. Like they lost, I think they had 21 fumbles last year or something. Like, um, the defense, I think the defense again, like there's so much variability in this conference. Like you have some very high powered offense teams, and then you have some that are just like ground and pound with some of the service academies and stuff like that. So it's really like every week in, week out, these defenses are challenged, I think, more so than some conferences.
Agreed.
Um,
Agreed.
because you got to go from, guarding, playing against triple option to an air raid, like week in, week out. It's kind of crazy, but
yeah, and so that's perfect. That rolls into our next one, Rice over 3.5.
Well, I'll just say on Tulane, I'm actually gonna pin on them.
Tulsa.
Sorry, Tulsa. I'm gonna put I didn't give my pick. I'm gonna actually. Oh man, what was the over under?
5.5. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I can't. They're not a bowl team, dude. They're not a
So
bowl team. I'm on
changing, like you said, changing offenses again. Rice bringing, Scott Bell brought the option, got 5 wins in his first year. Jakari Brown's coming over from UCF, ran for 821 yards. He's going to control the ball. They're going to control the possession. 3.5. I think they can get to 4 wins. I would probably take the over. They're going to try to control the possessions. I like bringing that system to a place like Rice that's not historically, competitive and doesn't have the recruiting advantages. So you kind of get into that option system, kind of gives you like that even playing field, frustrating for opponents. And I think Rice is not going to have a winning record, but I think they're going to get more than 3.5. So 4 for Rice for me, and that's over.
I'm actually gonna just stick with 3 and go under.
Okay.
I think they're gonna be very, very difficult to play against, but they're just gonna. Last year, this is something that I hate for them going this year. They were outscored 104-48 in first quarters last year.
For all the first quarter bettors out there, keep an eye on it.
They averaged 97 passing yards per game last year. New system, right? Like you said, but right, we're talking about a new offensive system or no?
No. Second year
of it. I think they're going to be way better than people think, but I think the rest of the conference is much farther ahead than them. And the only game that like looks like a cupcake game to me on their schedule is Houston Christian. Like nothing else looks like, that's going to be easy. Maybe football. Western Michigan. I don't know much about Western Michigan. I really don't know. That's at home, so that benefits them. There's possibly 2 wins there.
Yeah. That's a tough.
But like the one good thing is, I don't know, man. Like they got to play Notre Dame at Fresno, so I'll put them at 3 wins. They did win 5 last year, but for the sake of this, I'll say they're going to be under.
Yeah. All right, last 2. UAB 3.5. Alex Mortensen got the full-time job after trying to turn it around. They beat Memphis, which was a fucking travesty for me because I bet Memphis that game and I remember it vividly. Ryder Burton's back. He threw for 251 yards and 3 touchdowns against Memphis in that win. They gave up 38 points a game. So new coordinator, new rebuild. Defensively, I think they're going to be terrible again. The offense is going to kind of be like high tempo, but producing turnovers. So I like them as an over team, and I like them as under the win total.
3.5, you said? I'm going to go under also. There's just not much juice there.
Nah.
Got take some time.
Last one, Charlotte, 2.5.
Under. 1 win.
Back-to-back 1-win seasons, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you feel?
I'm with you too. I'll take that. I think they're back-to-back 1-win seasons. I think Tim Albin should be out of here. Even if they did get to 2, still an under.
They need something.
Also, it's August 5th, and we're still in a 4-man quarterback competition. It's not a good sign for your program. not Connor Harrell, Grayson Loftus, Cole Gonzalez, the top guys. Kind of looking at them. No one really has any stats. No one really has anything worthwhile.
They were another
Got
team
some
if you're looking
experience.
for an edge. This is another team looking for an edge. They were outscored 124 to 23 in first quarters last year. They gave up twice as many rushing yards as they gained last year. They only had 15 extra points last year. They only scored 15 extra point tries last year. Like I don't know if they can beat another FBS team.
No. I'm good. I'm good on the under. So prediction wise, went through them all. To the window with them, Navy over Charlotte under, probably like a couple units each. I don't like tying up money that long into futures, but I feel good about those, so we'll just do that.
I like that, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna ride USF over to the window.
It's your boy.
And I'm going to. I also think I kind of like wasn't down with this, but once we circled through it, I think Memphis was another one that I'm like
kind of sold
like
on.
A lot. Because what was their win total was lower than I thought it would be. Was it
7.5?
Yeah, and I have them at 8 or 9, so I like that a lot. I got some wiggle room there.
Cool. All right, let's hit baseball real quick, and then we can get out of
what
here.
Do you got? I mean, baseball has been up and down, but this is the time of year where the greats break through because you have nothing but wild card chases and postseason runs. Some teams are going to pack it in. Like there's nothing stopping you from making a lot of money, a lot more money in this than there is in college baseball, in my opinion.
For sure, college football. First game of the day, Astros -1, -120. Hunter Brown taking Jameson Taillon. Tallion's awful.
Yes.
2-6, so
Astros
almost 6.
All day.
And -1, I don't mind that. I'll take the push for the little bit extra juice compared to the plus money on the 1.5. So Astros -1. And then I'm going to go, I think, Cleveland. Cleveland -105 on the money line. Bybee on the mound. I think their bats can kind of turn it up. Some of those new faces look good yesterday.
I love what they did at the trade deadline.
Yeah, no, so do I. I think it's fantastic. So
Foster Griffin's going to be a stud too for them. He'll fit perfectly.
So Houston.
I like the Tampa
That's
Bay.
All I got.
I like Tampa Bay at Rockies. What's the over under in that game?
12.
I like Tampa Bay. I like Nick Martinez against them. I like also. So I'm with you on the Astros.